Internal conflict is something you must have to deal with if your desire is to succeed. It is not something from the outside of you that is stopping you from accomplishing the objectives and goals that you set for yourself. Rather, it is something from the inside of you. How do I know that? That's why I would like to share with you on a topic I titled Understanding the Key Factor of Success. There are key factors, which is the contributing factor and the determining factor. The contributing factor is something from the outside of us, and the determining factor is something from the inside of us. The difference is clear, and the contributing factor cannot stop you. Someone may say, Larry, you don't understand. I'm from a poor home, a very poor background. It cannot stop you. How about racism? Racism cannot stop you. These factors may attempt to slow you down, but it cannot stop you. I am not saying there are no things, realities in the world that may attempt to stop you, but most of those realities are contributing realities and not determining reality, and as such cannot stop you. Let me remind you of an important scripture in the book of Proverbs chapter 21 verse 5, and it says, the thoughts of the diligent tend only to plenteousness, but of everyone that is hasty tend only to want. Plenteousness means abundant supply. Want means lack. Now let me ask you a question. How many thoughts have you had in the past 24 hours? I am not saying the past 1 week. I am not saying the past 1 month. I am not even saying the past 1 year. How many thoughts have you nurtured in your mind in the past 24 hours that is tended to lack? How many thoughts have you nurtured in your mind in the past 24 hours that is not tended to plenteousness? It's crystal clear from that scripture verse. The thoughts of the diligent tends only, the key word, you can underline it, to plenteousness. Now, does it mean or imply? I am not saying it to you. I'm asking a question. Help me to answer the question, please. Does it mean, imply, or suggest to you that if your thought is not tended to plenteousness, does it then mean maybe you are not diligent? Can you picture it that way? Now, is it possible? Okay, let me not go there. Is it possible that you are not diligent, picturing it like that? I know you may be thinking now, saying, Larry, you don't know how hard I work. I can really imagine how hard you work, because I discovered something some time ago, that people will maintain a high level result in physical diligence without taking a break to think of how to be more mentally diligent, so they don't have to be more of physical diligence. Is it possible that the reason maybe you are where you are is because when it comes to time to take decision that will change your life and the destiny of your family, that your thought tends so much to lack? Are you looking at a situation and assigning a high level of difficulty to it, even before attempting to do it, and just say, I can't do it? See, when you say you can't do it, what you are saying to yourself is excusing yourself from thinking out the possibilities, from thinking out the solution to that thing that is facing you and opposing you. Let me ask you another question. When was the last time you thought of something that has two outcomes and you allowed yourself to entertain only the plentiful outcome? Often at times, we look at something so desirable. Often at times, we look at something with a good outcome, but when we check the price tag, we say it costs too much. Or probably we say, I can't afford it. I can't afford it is not a real word. There is no word that it doesn't exist. There is no word like I can't afford it. I can't afford it. Okay, let me ask you this question again. Now, the question is this. How many have heard this kind of question? What would you attempt if you know you could not fail? What would you attempt if you know you could not fail? Now, how many listening to me right now will be sincere to say, I will attempt more than I have been attempting before if I know I could not fail? Now, if the sincere answer is what you choose, that you will attempt more than you have been attempting before if you know you could not fail. Now, why have you not been attempting more than you have been attempting before if you know you could not fail? It's because your thought on those things does not tend to plenteousness. Like I was saying, often at times we look at something, seeing the desirable outcome, we say it's too expensive, I can't afford it. I say I can't afford it does not exist. It's not a reward. It's a construct. What do I mean by construct? Before I answer that question, let me ask you this question again. How many of you have desired something? When you desire it, you don't have the complete money. You desire something in the past, but when you desire it, you don't have the complete money, but later on you got that thing. What happened in such case? You didn't say, I can't afford it and forget about it, but what you did was that you figure it out. So the language I can't afford it means, it simply means, anybody telling you I can't afford it simply means this thing is not important to me enough for me to figure it out. This thing is not important to me enough for me to figure it out. So what we have to do is to figure out if it is worth it or not. The thoughts of the diligent tend only to plenteousness, but of everyone that is hasty tend only to want. Hasty, in a hurry. Majority assume that when you use the word hasty, it means that you are so much in a hurry to make money. What if instead it means that you are so much in a hurry for the psychological pressure or thinking about the possibility of the impossible outcome, that maybe for the psychological pressure, you are so much in a hurry for it to relieve you? What if that is the haste? That you hurriedly change your thinking so you don't have to figure it out. One of the decisions that will be good for every one of us to make is that from today henceforth and for the rest of my life, I will be every day more mentally diligent so I don't have to overwork my body. Wouldn't that be an amazing decision? Mental diligence is a key determining factor of success. And I hope you can apply to this and upgrade your mental diligence and see how it dramatically turns your life around. Thank you and hope to see you in our next video.